Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have The Last Repair Shop. This is a documentary from 2023, 40 minutes long, and in 2024 it won the Best Live-Action Documentary Short, I guess at the Oscars, I imagine? I just saw it briefly, and it didn't necessarily say, oh no, it says the Academy, won the Academy Award for Best Documentary Short Film in 2024. So congratulations. And there's a good reason why. It's 40 minutes long, by the way. That counts as a short. It's not a full motion picture. So what we get in this is a number of stories. It takes place about real people. It takes place in downtown Los Angeles, where there is a repair shop featuring a number of people who have dedicated their lives to repairing instruments. One of the last repair shops of its kind in the country, apparently, that repairs instruments for children in schools across LA County and probably beyond. And I believe their services are free. I don't know how that works. But the most important part of this is that it focuses on the children, but not just them, the people who, and their stories that brought them to this place, and the effect that their work has on music and the people who play it, and the people who love it in Los Angeles, and a very good chance beyond. You get a few little candid moments with the camera just squarely on the kids, asking them, "What do you love? What's important about this?" And this little girl right here, she loves violin, and you just get to see a natural reaction to what it means to her. And I didn't expect this to affect me as much as it did. I'm not a musician. I know lots of musicians. I have lots of friends who play music. They're in bands and they've grown up playing music. I know some people who have kids now who are just geniuses in music. They're just astoundingly talented. They're nowhere near here, but they're skilled beyond belief. And this documentary here, and I hate to call it a documentary because whenever you hear the word documentary, it sounds so dry, so serious. And this is not like a comedy or anything, but it is definitely it's a beautifully told series of stories about real people, and how music threads through so many lives and has the ability to affect others in different ways than they might have affected others. And they break it down into 4 categories. In no particular order: brass, woodwinds, piano, and strings. And of course, violin and strings. We get to see, first of all, the man who sort of, keeps track of everything that goes on here. I believe his name is Steve Bagmanian, and we're presented with an instrument, and he goes down a little laundry list of issues that are with it and what needs to be done to fix it. And then we go to that repair person and we're introduced to them. And I almost don't want to spoil too much for you. There's certain little turns and twists in their stories, but understand that you will not be disappointed in the stories these people have to tell. We get to hear how music affected one person in a way that they thought they were broken from a very young age. They were hated and abused and treated differently, and also in a sense, well, really, in some cases by himself, where he thought he didn't have a reason to live because of who he was and who he wasn't allowed to be in the 70s. Another person, story of a woman who in this shop, usually full of men, especially at the time that she was added to the group when she was hired. She tells a story of how she was hired and when she was hired and what she was going through. And this job very much meant life and death for her family. But coming to America and discovering the American dream isn't exactly something they just hand out. And it's not that she expected that. It's just that it's a lot more difficult to achieve than most people realize. So when she's living a life where she cannot feed not just herself but her children, and she's putting herself out there every chance she gets in every way, and she has the opportunity to get this job, which she does not believe she has the chance of getting. This job is something that obviously she gets. I'm not really spoiling anything. Otherwise, they wouldn't be interviewing her. And you get to see how she has been with this for now most of her life. How it's changed who she is over the years. How it's affected her and her family and the life that she lives. And it's not just, oh, good, I have a job. It's, oh, good, I have a job, and what this does has a humongous effect on the people who play this instrument that she fixes, that she puts her effort into. And you get to see close up. If you understand the mechanics of different types of instruments, and you're a musician yourself who's played woodwinds, pianos, brass, or strings, you get a real close up look at these things. They don't talk about, oh, this is the mechanics of it, but you get to see close up the effort to detail in putting these things back together in a way that there's no room for doing it half-assed. You kind of gotta do the job right, or it's gonna have an effect on its usefulness. And that kind of theme reflects itself throughout this. We get to see another man who suddenly, he grew up watching Frankenstein movies, and he's just a little kid, and he just saw how the effect of the blind violinist in the cabin as Frankenstein's monster, not Dr. Frankenstein, but Frankenstein's monster, the creature is running through the woods from the people who hated him and wanted to kill him. He finds solace in the music of this blind man that brings him to tears, and that affected him as a kid. And when he found a violin, a swap meet, it's a while ago. It took everything he could to convince his mom to give him the $20 he needed in order to buy this violin, and he played the hell out of that thing. I can't go too much further without just telling you the whole freaking thing. It's honestly, you need to watch this thing. I haven't felt really so passionate about a documentary in a long time. But you get to see from that little bit of passion, that chance at that swap meet, that $20 spent, you get to see where that took him. And you will not believe where it took him. It's when I saw it, I just swore out loud. I'm just like, that's insane. Yeah. So, and he is part of that team that helps repair instruments. And the fourth story is about Steve Bagmanian himself, as he escaped his home country at a time of war, and having a love of music as a kid, messing with his big brother's guitar, and the sacrifice that had to be made in order to come to America. Again, a place where opportunity should reign for all. There should be available to all. That's that's what he found. And through the connections that he made in just his very young life, it changed him. And the work his compatriots do affect the children whose instruments they repair. And at the end, I say stick around to the very end, of course, you'll get an original composition performed by the students, graduates over decades of the LASUD, LAUSD, I'm pretty sure I got that acronym correctly, the LA Unified School District. You get to see them performing an original piece together with their repaired instruments. And you get to see that girl's face. That face is important. She gets to use her instrument to bring joy, not just to everybody who listens to it, but to herself. And that is kind of an accomplishment. And you get to there's other kids that are interviewed throughout this that you understand that they didn't expect to ever have, one boy especially, having a passion for music the way he did. It just snuck up on him. A girl talks about how it helps her deal with anxiety and things like that. So there's a number of different angles throughout all of this, and I know I've talked way too long about this. It's a documentary. You should get the point of it. But I want to impress strongly to you that if you have a love of music, if you have an understanding and a joy in music, and especially if you're also from, say, the LA area, this will unsettle you in a good way. I think this is one of the best things that's on Disney Plus, which is just weird to say. There's almost no mention of Disney. There is one, but one very important part. But I honestly, take the time, take 40 minutes, watch this thing. I can't drive it home any harder. So I almost want to go to downtown LA and find this place and just gush to these people, that this non-musician, how wonderful the work they've done and they continue to do, hopefully for a long time. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 56. I finally got out of the hundreds and the 200s. 56, it's real down the line. Oh, we got another movie. We got a movie for the first time in a while. We've been getting a lot of shorts and documentaries and TV series, which is really strange that we've gotten a lot of series. We don't have as much. I think out of everything we have the least amount of series remaining on Disney Plus, which is, probably a little more than 30 left. But in this case, we're not talking about the series, we're talking about a movie. And this is, I don't know if it's the live action or the animated version. Disney has started remaking these films in animation, but I'll know soon enough. I think this is a live action one. Number 56 is The Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. So yeah, Disney hasn't recreated animated versions of all the Wimpy Kid movies. We'll see. We'll find out. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul, is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.